Hey, we'd like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks Alive on Monday, March 2nd. It is really hard to believe that it is already March. We're 3 months into 2026, so I hope you've started working on Christmas gifts. I know that's one of my things I want to start doing, like one project a month or one project a week would be great, but one project a month. As little Christmas gifts for us to put aside. So get on easy projects that you want to share, because we'd love to see quick and easy projects that we can make for people for the holidays. Because as you know, the holidays will be here before we know it. But it's been kind of a crazy day for Devin and I today. And so we don't have a demo to teach you something new, but we do have our auctions. You can always fall back on auctions because we seem to collect more things than we know what to do with. But we'll give a little bit of time for people to log on. We did spend the weekend at my sister's house, so that kind of throws us behind too. It's very hard as a quilt shop owner and business person to be able to juggle life and business, family, business, life in general, everything. Sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming. So that's kind of where we're at today. So we're just going to do an auction. And let's see. I do have some freebies here. I don't know what I did. Oh, if you're into cross stitch, Jennifer dropped off these cross stitch that belong to her mother. And so these are free. If you want the cross stitch, just say you want the cross stitch and we'll throw those into your baskets. So 3 books. And you'll see Devin kind of coming in and out behind me. He's working on putting back all the stuff from last Wednesday's sale so that we can get ready for the week. Hey, Fran, how are you? Okay, so we got a few people logging on. Hey, Victor and Mary Lou. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Jenny. So if you want the okay, Fran, I'm just going to throw them in your basket right now so I don't even have to write on them. Oh, if I can find your basket, that is. Okay, those are going right into your basket. Okay. Oh, good. Jenny said she got her basket today. Hey, Riri, how are you? Okay, we're going to just start off with some auctions. There's not too many people on, so you guys might be able to get some really good deals. Okay, I'm going to switch over the camera so you can see what we've got today. So the first thing I have is batting. This is a Mountain Mist. Let's see, which way is the camera going today? Okay, Mountain Mist, it's opposite me. Mountain Mist, it's 72 inches by 90 inches, so a twin size of Mountain Mist. The auction is starting at $3, S138. S138, it is a twin size of soft light loft batting, 72 by 90. It is Mountain Mist, quilt light batting, 100% polyester, drapable, easy to quilt, ready to use. S138, the auction is starting at $3. If you've never joined our auctions, all you have to do is put S is you committing to buying it, and then the number and how much you're willing to pay for it. And so that will leave it on the table for a little bit. I'll show you a few items at a time. Here, I'm going to move it over here so that it's out of the way. Then we have fat quarters. I'll get down close so you can kind of see the prints. So I would say these are quilt shop quality prints. This is a hand dyed fat quarter. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how the good ones, the really good ones, like this is literally hand dyed. And back when Joan and I were buying hand dyeds from the quilt shows, they were like $27 a yard. So these fat quarters are thrown in here. So you've got 9 different fat quarters. The auction is starting at $9. So that's $1 a fat quarter. And you've got this one that's got some mossy, some words, some gold, metallic in that. That's a really pretty one. If you're doing any kind of collaging or anything, The words are super popular. Here are some mittens and things. If you're doing junk journaling, you can cut those out and put those into your journaling. And then, whoa, here is some kind of like little funny petroglyph mint. So that one is a good one also. Look at those funny guys. But that would be cute for an oven mitt, for a man, for a woman too. But a lot of times it's hard to find more manly things. So there is 9 fat quarters S135 for $9. S135 for $9. The batting S138 is at $5. The batting, it is a Mountain Mist. And if you're not local, we do ship. If you are local, we can ship it to you, or we can also hold it for you to pick up. Hey, Lynn and Sherry, welcome. S130 is a twin size batting by Mountain Mist, 100% polyester. So that is S138 and it's at $5. The fat quarters, where did the paper go? Is that what fell off the table? Oh, here it is, underneath the batting. S135. You've got 9 fat quarters for $9. So just a variety, kind of in the green colorway. Let's see, we'll get that out of the photo so you can see just what's there. So 9 fat quarters is starting at no takers for that. Okay, we'll have to put that in the scrap bin. Well, I mean, I'm going to put these 2 in my perfect. Oh, I'll probably put these 3. Well, I'll put those 4 in my personal collection. Sometimes I come out and never get rid of stuff, but those 4 definitely I would put in my collection. All right, so I'm going to throw these into the scrap bins. Oh wait, Jenny bid on them. Okay, wait. Jenny's bidding on them. S135 is going for $9. Sorry, Jenny, our internet or one of our internets is very slow. Okay, Jenny for $9. That's like the steal of the day. Jenny for $9. Okay, and then the batting, since I got my pin out, the batting was Fran for $5. Fran for $5. And then let's see what else we have. If you're new to watching, all you have to do is comment S. S is you wanting to buy it, and then how much you're willing to pay for it. So here are some 5-inch squares pre-cut. So a lot of you guys, I know with your scraps, you just start cutting them into 5-inch squares so that they'll be ready for you to sew in projects. So this is kind of a Christmassy one. You could, Christmas and, the trees remind me of Christmas, but they really could be anything. They don't necessarily have to be Christmas because here is some frogs to go with it. So you've got a pile of 5-inch frogs to go with it. So you could make a baby quilt with this, a little boy quilt. That's what you've got. Quite a bit of stuff. S1110. S1110, we'll just start this auction at $5. S1110. That auction is starting at $5. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? And then the next one with pre-cut squares. Gosh, we might have to like just end this live if we don't have too many bidders. There is a bunch of stuff in the, like just different stuff inside here that I haven't, there's like, it looks like stuff to make a wool rug. I don't know. We'll have to get to that in a second. Okay. S1110 is at $6. 1110 is at $6. This one, there is quite a bit of these yellows. There's 2 different yellows mixed in there. You got that like yellow on yellow, and then this kind of brighter yellow on yellow. A small print. Then you've got some fish, some rainbow fish. So these are literally like quilts you can just start sewing together. She kind of already color coded them for you. So you've got the pinks, and then you've also got a pile of the reds. So you've got reds, yellows, one little orange. You've got reds, pinks, and yellows in that collection. S110, we're going to start it at $5. Hey, Sandy, how are ya? 110 is at $6. 111 is at $5. 111 is at $5. And I hope, I don't know if Suzette's currently watching. If she is, I hope she's feeling better. She was going to, we could leave that for Wednesday for Phyllis, don't you think? Gosh, it's been kind of a crazy day here. Well, every day is crazy. It's just been a rough day here at Fabric Chicks. Anyhow, Suzette was going to do a demo for us this afternoon, but she's super sick. So we are improvising with just an auction. I was not able to get together a sale demo. So maybe we'll try again on Wednesday for a demo. You just never know around here. If you guys didn't see, we did on Friday morning, we did an interview with Workman Farms and Fireside Purses. And they're both going to be vendors at Quilt Show Reno, but Fireside, she had some incredible purseware. And even if you're not in the market for purse stuff, she had a lot of good info. We learned a lot from her interview. So you go back and watch Friday's interview. Okay, so 110 is at $5. 110 is at $6. 111 is at $8. 111 is at $8. I will close up 110, and it looks like it's Kathleen for $6. Kathleen for $6. So I can make more room on the table. If you're new to watching and you've never bid on an auction, all you have to do is just type in, and we do have a regular quilt shop in Gardnerville, Nevada. We do have crazy hours, so you always want to call first to make sure we're going to be open, because in a couple of weeks we'll be going to Spokane, Washington, so we'll be closed for the week. Well, in a couple of weeks we're actually going to Cabo, so we'll be closed for the week that we're at Cabo, but then we'll also be closed a couple of weeks after that because we're going to Spokane, Washington for a quilt show. So it's kind of crazy today how retail all the things retail has to do to survive. Okay, here is the next 5-inch charms. So this was probably this was, I think, a real charm pack from it looks to me like it was a Moda charm pack. But you can usually tell the real charm packs because they've got the serrated edges. But then here's some red and blues thrown in with kind of softer tones. You got some red, white, and blues. I should have pulled those for our veterans quilts. So you've got a whole variety. This one is homemade, but she probably just threw this in with these charm packs. They might have been leftover charm packs that she didn't use in other projects, but 5-inch squares there. S112 will start at $5. S112. Jenny, we will be, sorry, that 5 looks horrible. S112 is starting at $5. We will be at the Sacramento show, but we'll be coming in Friday morning. We'll do a live from there. We'll do kind of a tour of the show from the show floor. We'll interview the vendors who are signed up with us for Quilt Show Reno. Friday morning-ish, mid-morning. We're really just going to hand out flyers to all the vendors and that kind of thing. We won't have a booth. We won't have a booth. Okay, 112 112 is for this pile. And 111, it looks like perfect. You'll be able to spot in Devon for sure. S111, it looks like Sharon Weber for $8. Sharon W for $8. Hey Phyllis, you don't have to tell me about long phone calls. It's I had meetings this morning and then phone. It's been one of those days. Like trying to take care of business sometimes is like torture. Like I'd literally rather go get have a dentist appointment than deal with some of life's dealings. Okay, so that one is Sharon for $8. I have this is like a featherweight sewing machine cover. I'm gonna hold it up so you can kind of see. Let me see if I twist this around. Okay, so this is like, I want to say like a featherweight sewing machine cover, but it's got two cats. So it's got a cat on either side of the cover. And then it's got Joyce with a sewing machine outlined. Of course, you could, if your name's not Joyce, you could cover this up with an applique, or you might be able to take it off. I'm not sure. It is embroidered onto another piece of fabric and then applique on. So you could, if you wanted, you could take that off. Or if, I don't know if it would be lighter, like faded underneath. So you might have to just put like a hard applique or something on it, or embroider a new one with your own name on it. But the kitty cats are super cute. But even if you didn't want a sewing machine cover for a small sewing machine, you could take these blocks and use them for a tote bag. You could repurpose this in all kinds of ways. S137 is starting at $1. S137 is starting at $1. So you've got S137, the two little kitty cats quilted on a sewing machine cover. And then let's see, let me tilt this a little bit. And then the S112 for all of the 5-inch blocks. 112 is at $5. I know, Carolyn, it's a bummer. We would have done the Reno show or the Sacramento show, except for that we had already planned to go to Cabo. So next year we'll probably do the Sacramento show. S137 is at $5. There's 137. Riri is at $6. 137 Riri is at $6 on YouTube. 137 is at $6 on YouTube. 137 112 is Mary Lou for $5. I lost Stephen. I wonder where he went. Mary Lou for Mary Lou for $5. You got to keep me honest here. I almost put $7, Mary Lou. Almost ripped you off of $2. Okay. Let me get this folded back nicely. And then let's see, 137. And then I've got some more of those kind of green fat quarters coming up. Hang on a second. Sorry, Mary Lou, I didn't get them in there super nice. But at least I got the right price on it. 137 is at $10. 137 is at $10. And then the kitty cat's at $10. And then it says here, 117, you've got 6 yards of flannel and you've got pajamas. So it's pre-washed flannel. And you've got a pre-used pattern, it looks like. So this is the top and the front. So this is a handmade pattern. It looks like the original pattern is still intact here. So you can use the pre-made panel pattern and save your original, or you could use the originals. And then, so this is what was in this project. You can make these two, the shirts and the pants. So it's kind of like loungewear or pajamas. And then you've got 3 yards of each of these flannels. So 6 yards total of the flannels. And I'll get down so you can really kind of see the colors. It's a purple. It's a purple and purple, turquoise, green, cream stripe with mottled blue. All of that. The auction is starting at, we had a chat. Oh, S117. S117, the auction is starting at $17. So the pattern plus 6 yards of fabric, because you got 3 yards of each fabric. So you've got 3 yards of each fabric here. So 6 yards. So that's less than that's $3 a yard basically. So $3 a yard. S117 is starting at $17. 117 is starting at $17. The kitty cat sewing machine cover, Riri is at $11 on Facebook. Riri's at $11 on YouTube. Riri's at $11 on YouTube. 117 for the 3 yards. 3 yards and 3 yards, so 6 yards total of flannel plus a pajama pattern. So the pattern is all still in here, and then she made a pattern also. So you can use whichever pattern you want. So it makes these pajamas, those pajamas, and I need an X marks the spot so I know exactly where the camera is. S137. We have Jenny at $11 and Riri at $11, Facebook and YouTube. So the kitty cat is at $11. And then we have 9 more fat quarters for $9. That's $1 a fat quarter. So that's a great green mottled color. So $9 a fat quarter. $9 a fat quarter. So you've got all of these. S137, S137, S137. The fat quarters are 9 fat quarters for $1. No takers for the flannel. No takers for the flannel. Thank God. You gotta keep me honest, Mary Lou. 137, 9 fat quarters, $1 each. So 9 fat quarters for $9. The kitty cat sewing machine cover, there's 2 of you at $11 for the sewing machine featherweight sewing cover. And then the no takers on the flannel. There's 6 yards of flannel here. So 3 yards of the blue, 3 yards of the stripe, and then the pattern also, S117 is starting at $17. 117 is at $17. And there's quite a few treasures in this box. Okay, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. So this is some shamrocks and ladybugs. Shamrocks and ladybugs. There it says 2 1/4 yards total of the shamrocks and ladybugs, and then you've got some shamrock and glitter here. Where's Mary Vitti when you need her? So the shamrock fabric, about 2 1/4 yards of fabric, S45, and we'll just start this at $7 because I think you guys are going to get there anyway. Okay, I'm going to find the tag, Sharon. Okay, 137 is at $12. Our internet is really crazy acting up today. So the sewing machine, featherweight sewing machine cover, the featherweight sewing machine cover here with the sewing machine outline on the back. You just have to either pull this off, put your name on it, or you could, if you can leave joist, or you can add like a heart over it. The sewing machine cover is starting at, well, it's not starting, it's currently at $12 on YouTube. So the kitty cat featherweight sewing machine cover is at $12 on YouTube. 137 is at $12 on YouTube. As 45 is 2¼ yards of shamrock fabrics. 2¼ yards totals of shamrock fabrics. That's at $7. The 9 fat quarters. The 9 different green fat quarters. That's $1 a fat quarter. Is at $9. So that's $1 a fat quarter. At S137. So if you don't have too many greens, you beef up your green selection. I really like that one. If I'd seen that one before, I probably would have pulled it out. But I didn't look at anything in this basket. So what you see is literally what I'm seeing. And then you have flannels here. So it's already been pre-washed because she was making it into pajamas. As you can see, let's see the glare there. So the pattern for the pajamas is all in here, but then she also made a pattern to use. So that is here also. So you can use this one that's already been done so you don't wreck your original. And then 3 yards of the stripe and 3 yards of the model blue. S117 is starting for $17. That's 6 yards of fabric. So less than $3 a yard. S117. Oh, we have 2 137s. OMG, Mary Lou. I'm going to fire myself. Okay, well, this one we didn't have any bidders on, I don't think. Okay, just in case we're not talking about the same 137, the fat quarters are now 1371. So I'm assuming that if you bid on 137 already, the bidders for 137 were for the cats. Correct me if I'm wrong, since I have 2 137s. I don't know how with like 160 numbers, we end up with 2 of the same. But 137, I believe Riri's at $12. I believe Riri's at $12 on YouTube for the sewing machine. It's a featherweight sewing machine cover, already quilted. You just would want to probably change out Joyce's name, just rip off this tag and embroider your own tag, or put a heart there, or you could embellish it and put some collage it with some flowers on the sewing machine. You could do a lot of fun things with that. So S137 is at $12 on YouTube. 137 is at $12 on YouTube. Thank you, Mary Lou, for catching that. S1371 is 9 fat quarters for $9. So that's $1 a fat quarter. $1 fat quarter. So if you need to beef up your collection of greens, this is a great one to do that. S1371 is at $9. I know Phyllis, though, she was too cheap. She stopped bidding at $10, Judy. But I thought she would bid on it for sure. But I'm sure she's saying that she doesn't need it that bad. Okay, and then 3 yards of this flannel, and then 3 yards of this flannel. So you've got great flannel to make pajamas with. You do have a pattern here that hasn't been cut. You have a pattern here that hasn't been cut for this design here for the shirt and the pants. And you have a pattern that was traced and made out so that you don't have to wreck your pattern if you don't want to. So all of this is S117 for $17. I know Phyllis needs nothing. S117. Oh, it would, the kitty cat would look really cute on your featherweight. S117 is starting at $17. Okay, get your bids and I'm going to close these up. I don't believe anybody bid on the fat quarters. I believe the 137 bids were all for the cat. 137, 137. I think Victor bid on 45, but let me see if I can find that again. 45. I don't know what happened. Devin like skedaddled. Waits till I get going on. Victor got the shamrock fabric. This one was a cute one with the little ladybugs. He waits till the live gets going and then he just disappears. Victor, $7. All right, let me put this in a bag. And I did tell Devin to ship your package, Victor, but I don't think he has yet. So there's always tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, Victor for $7. And then I'm pretty sure everybody on here, Kathleen, could say that they need nothing. Quilters 10 tend to really kind of be set. 137, I believe, is Riri for $12. Riri, you won the kitty cat sewing machine cover. And then we have no bidders for 1371 and no bidders for 117. Yeah, Devin needs an assistant, all right. An assistant that tells him to stay put when we're in the middle of a live, not to skedaddle. He'll say he's doing something really important, though. Okay, let's see what this weird stuff is. This whole box that I have today, Karen and some others kind of put together a while back. So I have no idea what it is. Oh, I do know what this is. So this is like a tablecloth, or it says rug crafters. Oh, it's like the needle punch stuff. Well, so it's like needle punch, the do-it-yourself floor and wall decorating. So it's kind of like a needle punch with yarn, hooked rug patterns. So I would, let's see what tool comes here. So you've got some kind of weird tools here. That one like looks brutal. I've never seen a tool like that. Looks like you could do some damage with that. So if you got some weird tools here, some crochet hooks. Let me try to get this. Yeah. Okay, I don't know where Devin's gonna have to come fix it. Spam took over our filming device. So I think you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Spam took over our filming device, so Devin has to get it back working. But so what I personally would do, can you hear me now? Okay. Devin's going to try to fix the other filming device while hopefully, I don't know. I don't know how Spam can just call anytime they want and wreck your whole system.
Let's see what it looks like on here.
Okay, so we're back. Here is so in this auction, there's a bunch of these different things. I think they were supposed to be latch hooked, rugged, or something. What I personally would do is I would use it. I would probably applique fabric into those spots and just turn it into like a wall hanging or an applique, or something. It's a nice pattern. I don't know if you guys are really getting the visual there, but it is a nice applique pattern. Or you could color it in with paints. You could do color by number with paints. I do think there's potential for this, but I'm not sure what. I'm going to open up some of the other ones. So it was originally supposed to be like yarn art, like yarn art. I don't know. I think that might be a lost. This is a Sultana hooked rug. So it's a Sultana hooked rug, and this is, you're kind of seeing half of it. So it's got a lot of designs. I don't know if any of you do hooking of rugs. Here's another one. This one's kind of the same. Nope, it's different too. So you have these three, those three designs, this rug hooking stuff. If you can figure out what to do with it, S113. Is there still an echo? 113, we're going to start at $3. 113, we're going to start at $3 or at $1. 113 is starting at $1 for the rug hooking. 113 is starting at $1. 113 is starting at $1 for the rug hooking. Gosh, it's really hard to say what we're going to be finding in this basket today because it is so crazy. At 113, Victor is at $3. 113, Victor is at $3. 113, Victor's at $3. Gosh, I think these gals, when they put these fabrics together, they just wanted to get clean house and get rid of stuff. Okay, this one has the cutest. Okay, so I have let's see here. What are we finding here? 113 is at $3. Victor wants to give rug hooking a try, or he's already been a rug hooker. Okay, here is the next auction. This is, it says fat quarters. So I'm not sure if the girls actually opened them up to see if they were quarters or if they measured them in their quarter yards. But they do kind of look like they're all fat quarters. This one has the cutest little squirrels in it. Let's see. Why are we cockeyed? Well, don't answer that. Okay. Okay, so the cutest little squirrels in that fat quarter. This fat quarter is a toile, a Marcus Fabrics toile. So if you need to do something kind of vintagey, or you could cut these out and use them for little appliques. You've got a church going on there. You've got a little lady. Where is she? Here they're going like to school or church or something. Some really cute designs there. And then a brown fat quarter. This one has some gold metallics in it. This one has little fairies. This one is like a crazy quilt. This one's really actually pretty cute. Here is a crazy quilt. And then here is just a tone on tone. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fat quarters. We'll just start that out at $14. S114. S114 is starting at $14. 114 starting at $14. Victor, you are the winner of the rug hooking at $3. Let me put a pin in it so I don't lose it. Okay, the rug hooking went to Victor for $3. Do you rug hook, Victor, or are you going to do something different with that? Okay. Oh, I had some Easter fabric all over here on the floor. Okay, here is. I wouldn't want to be known as a hooker. Jackie Wimberly. I mean, uh, it would keep people guessing. You know what? It's better. I hear in business, it's better that people talk badly about you than they don't talk about you at all. Okay, here is some cows. So this is like about a half a yard of stars and probably more than a half yard, but a half a yard at least of little bunnies. So if you're doing something for Easter, that we're just going to start that at $4 S38. S38 is going to start at $4. And then we do have a finished tea towel. I sold all of these tea towels. So we're just selling the sample now. We used to sell tea towels plain, and then we added the little dingo balls at the bottom. S136, this senorita needs a margarita. S136 is starting at $9. 136 is starting at $9. Victor has a story to tell. 138 is at $4. 114, no takers for the fat quarters. I thought for sure these fat quarters would go with the cute little squirrels. Okay, S114. There's nobody for that. 114. 136 is on the table. And then S38 is going to Jenny for $4. I know I'm going to have to do demos to get you guys excited before we start the auctions. Okay. 136. This senorita needs a margarita. S136. S136. These bags are kind of like a little. Oh, here's some panels. Okay, let's see what these panels are. Oh, you could make like a whole. Wow. Let me see how many repeats. If there's too many repeats in this, then I might save it for Wednesday so we can cut the repeats apart because it's a panel, but it looks like several. Let me turn right side up so I can see what. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So here is a panel, but it's got 3 repeats. So we'll cut these apart so everybody can have a chance at getting a section of it. So we'll cut those apart for Wednesday. Let's see. Let's see what we got here going on. Now I've really messed up the camera. Getting somebody to film is so hard. Okay, this one I'm going to save for Wednesday so I can cut it apart so multiple people can get a panel. It is definitely vintage fabric for sure. Okay. Oh. Okay. Here's a good panel. No margaritas. Okay, here is a cute little red worky panel. So it is, you could do red work over the top of it. It looks, I had to like touch it to make sure that it wasn't already done, but you just do the back stitch with it. It's got several different designs. We're just going to start S25 at $2. S25 at $2. S25, we're starting at $2. Here are cute little Debbie Mum labels. So get a gift for made by. So do you guys remember these? Debbie Mom labels here. So you've got quite a few. I'm just going to pull them through so you can see how many different quilt labels you have. A bunch of them. So a bunch of quilt labels. S let's see, what's this number? S115. We'll start this at $3. S115 will start at $3. S25, the overall bill red work is at $3. The red work is at $3. And then the labels, S115 is at $3. No takers for the Senorita Needs a Margarita. We'll put that out in the shop for sale. Oh, here's a cute little vintagey panel. Here, I'm gonna flip this. I don't know. Block and pillows with kind of a house block with alphabets. We'll just say alphabets, sorry. And then this one has welcome with numbers. So the welcome with numbers. You can turn these into little wall. Okay, am I still frozen? Oh gosh. All right, am I still frozen or can you hear me again? Okay. 116. 116 for the blue and brown panel. We're going to just start this one at $3. S116, we're starting at $3. And this gives you the panel for, you get both of those panels. So 116 is $3 and you get both of those panels. S116. S116. And then let's see if we have 115. The labels is at $4 on 115. Mary Lou and Cynthia are at $4 on Facebook and YouTube. 115 for the Debbie Mom quilt labels is at $4 on Facebook and YouTube. 116 is at $5. 116 for these panels is at $5. And then S25 is at, I think was Victor. S25 is Victor for $3. I hear Devin stomping upstairs. Maybe he's coming back downstairs to help figure out what happened. I know what happened. My battery died. We did not charge the phone before we went live. Okay. S116 for the 2 blocks is at 116 is at $6. Cynthia is the dish towel, the margarita dish towel is right here. The margarita dish towel is at $136 for $9. $136 for $9, Fran. 116 is at $6. 116 is at $6. And 115, there's two of you at $4 for Debbie Mum quilt labels. So two of you at $4. 115 is at $4. 115. 116 is at $7. 116 is at $7. S115, there's two of you at $4. Two of you at $4. And then let me see. It seems like the bottom of this box has more exciting stuff. Okay, here's another panel. Looks like a tree of life. Maybe multiple trees of life. So S24, you have 4 tree, like family trees. So you can write in your family tree members in the apples. S1, 2, 4, I think. S1, 2, 4. The auction is starting at $5. 1, 2, 4. S1, 2, 4. So you're going to get 4. Hang on a second. He literally just came and turned it on and left. Okay. 114. 114 is a family tree panel. So you can see all the apples in your trees. S114. Wait, don't start me lying. S24. S24 is starting at $5. S24 is starting at $5. So it is your family tree. And then I'm going to switch it back to this one. 115 is at $6. So the Debbie Mum quilt labels are at $6. So the family tree, just so you can kind of see all the detail. And I'll lift it away. Gosh, our internet is so slow. Just in updating like what I can see and what I'm showing is in slow motion. Okay, so that's the family tree. You've got 4 of these panels. So you could do one for each kid. You could turn them into pillows. There's a lot of fun things you could do with these little family trees. S24. S24 is starting at $5 for the 4 trees. So S24 is starting at $5. S115 for the labels. 115 is at $6 on YouTube. 115 is at $6 on YouTube. And then 116 is at $7. 116 is at $7. And then S136, this senorita needs a margarita, is at $9. Okay, 24, there's 2 of you at $5. S24, there's 2 of you at $5. Gosh, the girls really just want to get rid of stuff around here. Okay, I'm going to show you some Christmas. While you get your final bids in on those 4 items, I'm going to show you some Christmas S26. So if you do fussy cutting, you can fussy cut these out onto gift cards or whatnot. You've got quite a bit of these cute little Santas. This is like a half a yard, 3/4 of a yard, but in 1/2 of it. So it's not a full 3/4 yard. But you've got a lot of these little Santas if you're going to fussy cut something. You got a lot of those little Santas. I think they'd be really cute, cut out and made into gift cards. You got quite a bit of that. And then you've got these Christmas labels, which only one of these Christmas labels has been used. So here, I'll start it this way and then pull it towards me so you can really see how many labels there are. So a lot of little Christmas gift tags. If you really wanted to make them great, I would fuse them onto heavyweight interfacing and give them some body, and then put a little ribbon or something through the hole, tie it to the gift bags, and then write the names on them. Super cute. So you've got all of these gift tickets, tags, and then you've got about a 3/4 of a yard of Christmas lights, 3/4 of a yard, super cute Christmas lights. And the girls marked this $3. So all of that, the auction is starting at $3. Okay, Judy, let me see what Devin did here. Okay, is it still echoing? I think it should be good now. Okay, S26 is starting at $3. S26 is starting at $3. I'm going to close some of these up, so I hope you got your final bids in. That's the deal of the century with those labels. S116, S116. Let's see, Sharon. 116. 116 is Sharon for $7. 115. 115. I know, Peggy, it's hard to do it all. But thank you for doing the flyers. Cynthia is $6 for the labels. And then S24 for the family tree. S24. Okay, S24, I think, is Kathleen for $6. Kathleen for. I think you could do some fun stuff with this Christmas tree. Kathleen for $6. And S26 is, I've got two of you. I've got $5 on YouTube and $5 on Facebook. S26 is at $5. Just look at how cute those labels are. That is, let's see. It's the repeat was 15.5 inches. So 15.5 inches for all those quilt labels, 3/4 of a yard of the Christmas lights, and then this fun little vintagey SS imports. I think that would have been Debbie Mum. SS imports, that was definitely Debbie Mum back in the day. So super cute little Santas. You can fussy cut them up, put them on note cards, put them on little pieces of artwork, put them on a sweatshirt. So many things you can do with those. S26 looks like Cynthia is at $7 on YouTube. S26 is at $7 on YouTube. S26 is $7 on YouTube. Here's some fruits and vegetables. It says 2 yards plus. So here is olive oil and peppers. That's kind of a scrap, not too much of that. You could get this, you could use the demo that Suzette's going to be doing for us. It's going to be for a little like pincher hot pad for like when you just need to take lid off of your pots. She said she was grabbing like a paper towel or something to grab that. And so while she was here for the mini retreat, she made one of those little pincher things. So here is some more kind of scraps. And then here is a bigger piece of this, but still kind of scrappy. Definitely been used for some kind of project. But fruits and vegetables, and then you've got another piece of that, and another piece of it. It's kind of cheerful pumpkins and squash, and uh, here's another piece of that. It's, I don't know, maybe it was an apron, used for an apron or something. So it's another piece of that. Then you've got a teapot. You've got a yard, it looks like, of, hang on a second, let me see how much is really here, because it said only 2 yards. 3/4 of a yard. So you could make pot holders with this, or you could make the uh, microwavable uh, hot potato warmers with that, kind of kitcheny. And then you've got another piece, great, it's a big piece of this. And this is almost like a polished cotton. There's over a yard of this. So I would say over 2 yards of fabric. You've got over a yard of that last piece. It does kind of feel like a polished cotton to me. S29, we'll just start that at $6. S29. All fruits is at $6. S26 for the labels is at $8 on Facebook. S26 for the Christmas labels and Christmas lights. S26 is at $8 on Facebook. And then here is a great big bag of scraps. I'm not sure what project this was used for. Okay, S26, I'm going to scooch that to the side. S26 is at $8 on Facebook. Here is some scraps. So you've got scraps, you've got some glitter. I'm going to bring it down so you can really kind of see what the scraps are. So you got some music scraps. There is a little piece of batting in here. You've got some orange. This one's kind of a crafty quality feeling. You've got some tone tones. You've got a pretty big piece of blue, probably a half yard of blue. And then the project that this all belonged to was, oh, Tall Paul. Here, Tall Paul. Oh, I don't know. Someday. God, I don't know how you guys put up with me. Someday, it's for a snowman pattern. So it's a snowman pattern for Tall Paul the Snowman. And so you've got all of his pieces in here. Or you can just copy it off the original pattern, which you do have. So there's 2 patterns for Tall Paul there. Then you've got some blues for the snowman. You've got some glittery here, some glitter fabrics, and then you've got binding already made. So S36, we'll just start that at $3. S36 is starting at $3. S36 is starting at $3. And S26 at $9. So the Christmas labels are at $9 on YouTube. The S26, the Christmas labels are at $9 on YouTube. The Snowman S36 is at $3. And then S26 for the scrap, S29. S29, no takers for the baker's goods. S29, no takers. S29, there's no takers for this. So S29 is at $6. S29 is at $6. I'm going to say you just never know what you girls are going to buy. It is impossible to know what you girls are actually gonna buy. Okay, let's see. I have a panel here for something. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Decorative. Gosh, I can't. Okay, hang on a second. Or hang on for the rest of your life. I don't know why it keeps freezing. Okay, so this is very interesting. I can't really tell what it is. Okay, your guess is as good as mine. So it says decorative basket and seed packets. So you've got these decorative packets here. So you've got all these cute little like appliques. You could put them onto sticks and put them in your plants. You could put them on a basket. You could put them on a quilt. You could decorate a little room with them, apparently. You could put them on a kid's dress. But what I'm confused about is down here is definitely a pattern to make like a basket. So this would be, so this would definitely be a basket here with the cutouts here with your, that's going to make it stand up. This here is the lining or vice versa of the basket. And then this here is like a handle maybe, but it confuses me with giving you all the ideas. So let me see. 3 1/8" seam allowance. Cut out seed packets, place right sides together, matching dots. Stitch along seam allowance, leaving open between the dots. Turn right sides out. Stitch slightly. So you're going to make dimensional stuffed seed bags to put inside your basket, I believe, is the original idea of it. So anyhow, what you do with it once you get it is totally up to you. But it looks like the directions are for a basket. Then you stuff the seeds, and then put them in your basket, apparently, is what you're going to do. So if you want to make a decorative seed basket with this panel, that's very interesting to me. S23 is starting at $3 for the seed packet basket. I actually should follow it with some other fabric, because then we could use the seed basket, the seeds that we just got from Janet Wicker Frisch, with her fabric. So maybe in my spare time, that would be kind of something fun to do, kind of mindless tonight. I don't know. I think I finished last night. I finished, well, I quilted 2 big quilts, but then I finished and checked, and 1, 2, 3, 7 quilts last night. So even though I feel like I haven't done much around here, I did get 7 quilts ready to be picked up last night. Always something to do. S23 is for the seed packets. S36 is for the snowman and everything that goes with it. S29 is for all of the vegetables and floral prints. S26 is the Christmassy stuff. Oh, Judy said she made Tall Paul years ago from the other quilt store. Well, I'm going to just tell you, Judy, it probably came from the other quilt store. So when I end up inheriting all of your stash, we'll probably have another Tall Paul too. I'm sure this won't be the only Tall Paul we see around here. Okay, I'm going to finish up the bids. Get your last bids in. S26 S20, okay. S29 is at $6. S23 is at $3. S26 is at $10 for the labels. S36 is at $3. Mary Lou, I think you're the only one that bid on all Paul. Just the fabric alone, all these blue fabrics here, one is probably over 2 yards of fabric that you just got. That's $1.50 a yard. That was like the deal of the day. Mary Lou for $3 for tall Paul. Can you find I think, a bag for that? That's Mary Lou. Okay, S29 is at $6. S26 is at $10. S23 is at $3. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put prices on these. S29, Victor for $6. S26 is Kathleen for $10. And it's hard to find cute labels like this, but I think if we did find them again, we could make them up and sell them and make a pretty little penny. Okay, so this goes in here for Kathleen for $10. S26, and then S29 is Victor for $6. Victor, that was a good deal. Okay, let's see. And you got these cute little teapots too in there. Okay, S23. S23 is Victor for $3. Victor for $3. And then okay. I brought down a whole huge box. Let's see what we got here. I don't think are you guys into canvases today, or eyelets, or trims, or fabric? What do you guys want to see today? Move oven mitts. Oh, more oven mitts, I bet he said. Yep, that's perfect for oven mitts. Okay, let's see here. What do you guys feel like? I have eyelets. Okay, here's ruffled eyelets. I should just do these each as eaches because probably nobody wants that many. Okay, they're 2 yards. As 129. Mary Lou says fabric. Jackie says canvas. Okay. Here, I'll just do $1 each. If you want one of these ruffled eyelets, they're $2 in a bucket. Just say you want a ruffled eyelet, and we'll spread. Well, this is what they look like. So, ruffled eyelet right there. If you want 2 yards of ruffled eyelet, it's $1. 2 yards of ruffled eyelet is $1 each. So if you want one, just say you want 129, and we'll get you some. We'll get you some eyelet in your package. Okay. We have a canvas. Okay. This is a tall canvas. It looks like it is 60 inches wide, 36. So 1 1/3 yards, 1 1/3 yards by 60 inches wide, 1 1/3 yards by 60 inches wide. Hey, Catherine, it's good to see you. 1 1/3 yards by 60 inches wide is this wall canvas. A canvas is going to be a thicker fabric. It's still a cotton. It's just a thicker cotton. And I got, okay, let me see. I've got, Mary Lou, Peggy, Mary Lou, Peggy, Riri, and Catherine Kotler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, perfect. There's 5 of them here. So that's perfect. Okay. So the canvas, the cotton canvas, it is a toile. It's 1 13 inches by a yard 13 inches by 6 inches wide. And we'll just do $5 S117. S117 is $5. Say you don't like the toile, you're not really into the toile, you could always dye it and use the back side. It does have a little bit of the print coming through, but you can also use this canvas because it's a lightweight canvas. You could use this as a base and then collage on top of it to create your own fabric for a jacket or for a tote bag. So this would be a great base also if you're not into the 12. S117 is starting at $5. 117 is starting at $5, and it's 1 13 inches by 60 inches. And then we have a blue one, and the blue one is that's the 60 inch wide. It's folded different. Okay, it's 60 inches wide by 36, a little over 1.5 yards. So the blue one is 1.5 yards by 60 inches. 1.5 yards by 60 inches. 1.5 yards by 60 inches. If you did do kind of like we did the sweatshirts or the jackets that we've been showing, if you did use this as your lining, as your base to build on, you could have this as the lining of your jacket. That would just kind of knock your jacket up a level, kind of a little bit more custom. If you did the lining with this and then the outside of it collaged with all your own designs. So that would be kind of a fun little sneak peek in the inside of your jacket. S118 is $5. 118 is $5. 118 is $5. And let's see, what do we have here? Let's just some random stuff. So here's a little lace, vintage lace cuff, I believe. There's only one of these. I think, I don't really know, but maybe it's tatting. You guys can type in and say what it is. But it is sewn into a circle, like it was ripped off of an outfit or something a long time ago. But S119, we'll just start that at $3. The auction at $3, 119. Set your alarm clocks to watch the lunar eclipse early in the AM. Should be spectacular if no clouds. Phyllis, what time is it supposed to be? What time is the lunar eclipse supposed to be? Because I do get up for those. I think they're fantastic to watch. S119 is starting at $3. S118 is at $5. 117 is at $5. All right, Victor and Victor. Those are Victor. You just got some really good deals. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to fold. I'm trying to fold them the correct way, so that we don't get you don't get a bunch of creases in them. Okay, then we have. Do you know what time early in the morning? Oh, Kathleen says it's not clear enough in the where she is. Okay, here is another little vintage lace. I go real tight on that. S120 for $2. 120 for, and it's about 13 inches. So about a third of a yard of vintage lace for $2. A third of a yard. Well, 3 a.m. is about the time I usually go to bed. So I guess I should go to bed early tonight, and then I can get up early and start my day at 3 o'clock. That sounds like such a great idea. Okay. Sometimes I question our choices, but the lunar eclipse, sometimes it doesn't happen very often. So you got to catch it when you can. Okay. And usually when I go out to look at it, there are other people. If I'm at the shop and I go out to look at that stuff, there are other people out in the neighborhood also watching it. Okay, Catherine and Catherine. Okay. Let's see. What other crazy stuff do we have in this box? Oh, here's another vintage panel. Okay, S19. It looks like you've got a backing already cut out for it, so maybe they were going to be pillows, but you could cut them in half. You could use them for all kinds of things, but it looks like maybe pillows because you do have backings on both of those. And then this says Quilt Shop number 1, 24 fat quarters, 56.25. Quilt Shop number 2, 15 yards fabric for backing, 127.50. Quilt Shop 3, 22 yards of fabric quilts for Christmas gifts, 187. Quilt Shop 4, 6 yards red fabric just because I liked it, $51. A day spent shop hopping with a friend, priceless. So you've got a cute little block, and then there's another block in here. Oh, okay. Here is another little block. I'm not sure if the cat was scared and jumped to the top of the door, but all the fabric bolts fell out, and her poor little leg is over here, and the little lady is like drowning over here. But look at her breast. Her breast is like whoop, way out there. I don't know if you guys can see a clear picture of that. See that? The poor lady. Anyways, that auction is S121. We'll just start it at $3. Vintage for sure. Oh, I said 19. Okay, that's 19. I don't want to get us confused here with these numbers. You know, I like to stay organized. S19 is starting at $3. So you get the 2 quilty blocks. And then you also get these little blocks also. So you got 2 of them. They are backed with some fabric to maybe make pillows or little ornaments or something. Who knows? But now, once they're yours, you can do anything you want with them. S19 is starting at $3. S19 is starting at $3. S19. This, I'm going to have to ask. This is weird stuff. I can't, some of it looks like it's wool, but some of it looks like it's interesting, weird stuff. So I'll keep that for so Doris and Phyllis can tell me what the heck it is. OMG. Okay, get a jump start on your Christmas now. Um, um, huh. Okay, I like it. I like it. This is good for sure go. The sweatshirts, are the thing right now. And this is a Christmas sweatshirt. So if you start now, you might get it done in time for Christmas. S15, I'm just going to put, I think it's going to go for more than that. I'm going to put $8 on it to get you guys excited. S15 is country Christmas sweatshirt jacket. So this here is what the jacket looks like. You have to provide your own sweatshirt. It gives you the directions on how to put this onto, how to sew it onto your sweatshirt. So basically you can make a Christmas one-of-a-kind sweatshirt. If I was to put this on my sweatshirt for Christmas, you know me, I would for sure add rickrack and buttons and different things. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time, and I know this kind of dates myself, but there was totally a time where we had panels and we did Christmas, we did Halloween. I know I should go look in my shed because I probably still have the Halloween vests that we all made like back early 1990s. We all made these different vests, and you'd make stuff. You would stuff little things and then like sew it on like a witch's head or different things, and prairie points and all kinds of fun stuff. And one year I went to Quilt Market. I was probably, I don't know, probably like 18 or 19, early 90s. And there must have been 15 ladies with the same vest on that I had because we all got that panel at Joann's. So, anyways, that was the end thing back in the day. So here is the Christmas sweatshirt. It does have the directions on how to embellish it. These are going to go around your cuffs, I believe. So you just have to buy a green jacket or a red jacket or a white jacket, and then you're going to sew these on. So all the directions on how to embellish your sweatshirt, it's going to fit on any size sweatshirt that you buy. But once you have these directions, you literally can create quilt blocks or collage fabric or do anything you want onto a sweatshirt. So that's kind of the cheater way to learn how to collage your jacket. So S15 is $8. So that's basically what I did. Like with this sweatshirt here, I collaged it. So when I say collage, I take fabric and then I just put it on kind of willy-nilly-ish, and then I stitch it on. So all of these were big leftover appliques and different pieces of fabric. Usually when I collage, this is the ribbon that I sell you. Candy, I did not forget. We're still trying to find it in the shop so we can send it to you. But so this is kind of when I talk about collaging jackets, here's the front side. That literally is just ribbons and fabrics and all different kinds of embellishments. And then I always pretty much use binding. I love ribbon for binding because it's so easy to use. So this sweatshirt here, this Christmas sweatshirt is already pre-made. I would do thread painting in here. You don't have to, but I would put my own flair onto it so it doesn't look like I just put a panel onto a shirt. I would also custom quilt it and stitch in the ditch. Anytime I do a pre-printed panel, I make sure that I stitch in the ditch so that it looks like it's pieced. Otherwise, people always want to know how I sewed it together when there's clearly no stitching lines. So to avoid that crazy question, I always just quilt in the ditch so that it looks like it. So the sweatshirt S15, S15 is at $8. S15 is at $8. The blocks are going to Jackie for $3. Jackie for $3. And we will be having some good sales. So we'll do this again on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And we will have, oops, I almost forgot to write Jackie's name on it. We will have some clearance fabrics and some other fun stuff, some more auction. If I can get my act together, we will do some, we will also do a demo since we didn't do a demo today. So S15 is at $8. Oh, Peggy, you're too late. You're too late. Mary Lou, we don't leave town till we'll be here all week this week. So if you want to come in, just let us know. If it's not Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, let us know. Okay, S15, $9. Okay, Peggy's at $9 for S15. Let us know. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be open for sure. If you need to come in Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, let us know. We will be here trying to clean the shop up and get ready for being gone for a week. And then we get back and we go right into doing the show up in Spokane. And then we come back and we kind of go right into our big retreat up in Tahoe. And then we come back and it's time for Quilt Show Reno. So not that I'm becoming a nervous wreck or anything, but I might be becoming a nervous wreck. Okay, S15. Okay, Victor says Peggy can have it for $9. Okay. All right, so that is all I can do today. Now I've got to go up and get a couple more quilts quilted tonight. Phyllis is waiting. Phyllis said she can't do anything else until I get her quilt quilted. Putting the binding on is the next thing she needs to do in her life. So I gotta get her backing cut and get her quilt quilted. So that is all we have for today. We will see you guys Wednesday at 4 o'clock. If there's anything you would like us to repeat a demo on, like the 60-degree ruler or something, just let us know and we'll work on that demo. Otherwise, I hope you have a good couple of days sewing. Get some sewing done. Remember, Christmas is, I hate to say this because I used to hate when Victor would say it, except for that if we don't start sewing Christmas gifts now, we're going to be in trouble. So make sure you get a box out and you start making little projects and then just putting them in that box so that you have a jump start. All right, we will see you guys later. Hugs and kisses. Later, Gator. Have a good night. Go sew, sew, sew. Go get some sewing done. We'll see you guys on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Love you guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.